show you how to do like a robot with a glowing ball eyes inside. So first I'm gonna create a sphere on top of the view like this, and then I'm gonna open the subdivision and then put it, I don't know how much, 12 by 12. Okay, 12 by 12, that will do. Right, and then after that I will select the faces here that represent the visor of the robot. And make sure you don't select the back part, just the front part, and then go to change your menu set to polygons, and then go to the edit mesh, and then choose under the face, right, choose duplicate. Right, so what happened here is, if I go back to object mode, if I open my outliner, I actually have two objects. One is this one, the other one is the original one, one is the copied face. So I'm going to name the original one to be the head, and the other one to be the visor. Alright, now at this point I want to delete the history, so modify edit delete by type history. Okay, and as you can see, it's still inside that group, sphere group, so just select both of that and then shift P, hit shift P, then you can delete the sphere node. You don't need that anymore. Alright, now with the visor I'm going to also I will select both and modify freeze transform the transformation, and then visor, what I'm going to do is go select the head, and then go select face, select the same part again, wait, is it the same part? Yeah, so I'm coming back here, face, okay, just double check, and then I can extrude, mesh, extrude the face, push the thickness in. Oh yeah, so just undo that real quick and just go back object mode. The visor layer, I'm gonna put it into a new layer here. It's called visor layer. This one will be the head. Just gonna name that head underscore. Okay, I can hide the visor first, then I can just select the model, go back to face mode, just selected, and then go to the edit meshed and extrude, adjust the thickness to be in a bit. Alright, something about that much. Okay, can change to move tool, push it inside a little bit inside, then I can actually push these four faces to the back. And so does the middle vertex here, just to flatten things out a bit. Alright, so at this point I want to select this ring of edges, or I just go use the edit the mesh tool, insert edge loop, and I will insert an edge loop here, so that when I hit number 3, that part will be hard creases. Okay, go ahead, put 3 on that. Okay. Alright. Now I'm gonna unhide the visor. See the visor here? Just gonna push it forward. I will create a thickness to the visor, so face, select all the faces, and edit mesh, extrude, and just extrude it a little bit in, just inwards like that, negative 0.05. Okay, it's black because the faces is the faces is inverted, so I'm going to select all the faces and then go normals and then reverse. Right. The next part here is, if I hit number 3, it will be slightly soft, so I'm going to insert edge loop on this edge here. Right, so it will become a little bit more solid when I smooth it. Right, so if I put this back to 0 value, it goes back in to the visor. Okay, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna push this in front, back, and I'm gonna create eyeball. So I will now make the eyeball and go to the front view. So this is the front view, and hit number 4 and and use the sphere tool and create the eyeball for the robot. Alright, so push it in front, so maybe something like that. You can Control D to duplicate, just push it to the other side. Okay, alright, so the robot here, if you want, you can select all the edges, just hold shift and just double click the loop and just bevel it. So edit mesh, under edge, bevel. So go bevel here and adjust the diffraction just a little bit, 0.08. Okay, go to face mode, select this part here, and then edit mesh, and then extrude. Put it in a little bit. Okay, just put insert edge loop a little bit here and here. Okay, so when you hit number 3, you gotta hold there so the neck can be down there. Alright, so the next part here is to set up the materials for the robot. So I'll go window, it's gonna hide this, window, rendering editor, hypershade. Alright, so hypershade gonna load. Now first I want to do the visor, so I will create one blend and I will name this plane, I will name this as visor underscore matte material. Just drag and drop to the visor, and here I'm going to reduce the transparency. Color, I'm going to make it slightly a bit dark. Oh yeah, don't forget about the model here. This is actually still low poly, right? Still low poly, number 1 on the keyboard. Alright, gonna adjust the eccentricity and the specular roll off. Let's put 3. Which will become a bit more shinier. Just think about 1.5. Okay, next one will be material for the head. The head will have 2 material, so head underscore matte. I'm gonna put that head underscore white matte, and then I'm gonna copy this same material, Control D. So this one I will name this as the dark, DARK, dark. So you got the dark and the white. Now back in the view, I'm going to isolate the model. I will select the faces that I want to apply the dark material. Just select this 4, and then I go to select, and then I will grow selection, hit the bracket again, shift bracket to grow one more time. Okay, just nice. So this with this faces selected, I'm going to drag the dark one and put it over there. So the dark material is going to get of course a darker color. Right now, yeah, I forgot to mention. Now that I have this selected, I can edit and select invert. Where's that? Invert selection. So it's like the other part that should be white. So I'm gonna drag and drop the head white material over there. Okay, now I can go back to the dark material and give a darker color to it, and the white material should be a little bit more white. There you go. So if I hit number 3, it's going to become like that. Okay, go back number 1 and exit isolation. I want to bring both of these on top of the grid, so it's a bit, so that it's a bit easy to see. Now I'll make one more material, just another blend, and this is called the eye. Material, so I'm gonna drag and drop to the eyeball. Right now the eyeball material, so I'm gonna put it slightly bluish. Alright, I'm gonna increase the incandescent for this. I basically gonna copy, change this color, and I actually want to pick color and pick the same color. Alright, so if I render this out now, you get to see it looks like that. Okay, so what we can do next is add some special effects. Intensity, just increase that glow and render that. Now you see it's glowing, but problem is if it's inside the visor, it's going to change the visor Z to 0 back, and if I render this out, but I can still see some glow. So let's see the material here. If I didn't put any glow, is that any different? Yeah, okay, that's no different. There is a difference. The glow have some slight effect in the transparency. Alright, so we're going to use that. So again, glow, I'm going to put about 0.6. Try and render that out. There you go, that's the eye. Now to finalize the look of the visor, right now this is still low polygon, so I'm going to select the visor, select the head model, visor head model, and then go to edit, and then duplicate by type history, duplicate the history, delete the history, and then freeze transform again. Okay, now we're going to select both and go mesh and apply smooth. Alright, so go to the channel box, under our smooth, put it to 2. Alright, you can check this have 2 division, the head have 2 division. Okay, now to make the eyeball be animated, right, like for example if the eye blink, you can add a blend shape to it. Let's see, I'm gonna open my outliner, Windows outliner, and then this 2 sphere is the eyeball. I'm gonna select both, and then this is both the eyeball, and then I'm going to go mesh and combine them, and I'm going to name that eye. Okay, so then I'm going to delete the history, and okay, nice and clean like this, there's no additional node. Now I'm going to select the eye, W, it's down there, right? So I'm going to go to modify, center pivot, it will center the pivot over there, so it's easier for us to move it. Now I'm going to duplicate this eye, Control D, push it over there, and I will name this eye close. Now I'm going to select all the faces, gonna hit the scale, and I'm going to squash it like that. Alright, so we're going to go back to object mode now. So I'm going to select the original eyes, select the clone. I'm going to create a blend shape for this now. Select the blend shape target eye close, and then you can select from the outliner list also. Control Shift, select the eye. Alright, then go to the animation set, under create deformer. Right, create deformer here, then go to blend shape, just click at the option here and name that expression. Okay, so create. Now if I select the original eyeball, I have expression over here, which I can have the robot animate the eye blink. Okay, now so I can put this eye, I can delete that if I want to, Right now, the original eye, I'm going to create a controller for that. So I'm going to go Alt W, spacebar back to the front view, and I'm going to quickly create a controller by using the curve. Make my circle. Let's see. Hit the. Alright, that's what I want. Cubic, and change back to cubic, and I'm gonna start drawing the circle. Okay, so I'm gonna name that I close underscore CTRL, the controller. I'm gonna go to the let's maximize the front view. I will make a I will draw. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't use this. So I'm gonna draw out, create CV curves, select the option, choose linear, and then make sure you turn on the snap for the grid, and just draw a rectangle shape like this. Okay, once you're done, just hit the move tool, and then you can use the scale. Okay, scale is down there, so just go to modify center pivot, and then you can squeeze it however you want. Alright, so I'm gonna put it snap is on. Make sure you turn off the snap. I'm gonna put it here, so I'm gonna line it over here, and I'm gonna freeze transform both of these. Right, so this one can be just the bar. Okay, now that we have freeze transformed the controller, okay, let's open the attribute editor. We're gonna limit the range here. So before that, just memorize this. If I move it up until here, this will be translate y value 1.882. So I'm going to copy this, Control C to copy it, and then I'm going to put it back to 0 value. Okay, then I'm going to open the attribute editor and then find the this one, eye controller, and then you see limit information. Open limit information. Now the one that we want to limit is the y-axis, which is the one going up and down. So not rotate, translate y. So activate, check both of these box. Right, so minimum is 0, right, current is 0, and maximum, I'm going to paste that number just now. Alright, now when I put it up, maximum is over there, so I cannot push it anymore. Okay, good. Alright, done with limiting it. So spacebar, I'm gonna go back to my perspective view. Now I'm gonna link this to the eye controller by using the set driven key. So go to create, go to window, we have to make sure you're in the animation menu sets, and then go to animate, and then you see set driven key. Okay, just click set. Now select the controller as the driver, so load driver, and the one that we're going to control is translate Y. Make sure you select that. Now let's select the eyeball. I'm going to open the outliner, select the eye, alright, the eyeball, and load it as the driven. Alright, you don't see the content here. Okay, that's fine, that's cool. What you can do is you select the expression and then you load driven again. Then you have the expression, so click the expression and you have the eye close. So we're going to link this both together. Alright, so I'm going to maximize the perspective view. So I'm going to I'm going to set the key now. So first we have this selected on the translate Y for the controller, and then the mesh model for the eyes, expression on the for the blend shape of eye close. So first click the default state. Okay, now then click at the controller and move it all the way up to the maximum, and then you will see output expression, which is this one, expression. And then you can just control from here, select this. You see now already have a red color, which is indicating there's a keyframe. Now put this value to 1. Okay, you see the eyes is blinking, right? I mean it's closed. So then hit the key one more time here to register the position and the changes. Okay, done. So now when you go push the value back down, you see there's a connection going on there. Alright, so I'm going to close the set driven key and the outliner, and there you go. So you have it like that. You might want to parent this with draw a big panel. Let's create a CV curve and then just use this, I call it the grid, and then just draw one more panel here, right? And then right here, and then these both can be parent. Wait, let's freeze transform, right? And then both of these can be parented to this controller. Hit P, so whenever this panel move, alright, it will follow. Make sure you turn off the grid, and just make sure you center the pivot over there. Alright, okay, so then this one, once you have a controller for the head, you can parent this to the head controller. Alright, so that's it. That's the video tutorial that I want to teach for today. If I render this now, you will see the robot with the glowing eyes. Alright, something like Asimo. So yeah, that's it. That's my short tutorial for today on how to do these things. Have fun, and I'll see you around. Thanks for watching. Bye.